Greetings and salutations. I am Poetic Heretic, and this is the story of when a group of engineers and geologists allegedly discovered hell itself. One alleged pit to hell that has generated quite a lot of debate in recent years is the so-called well to hell of the cold expanses of Siberia in Russia. The story goes that a crew of Russian engineers and geologists were drilling an ambitiously deep borehole in the desolate wilds of Siberia, which penetrated up to 14.4 kilometers deep, about 9 miles into the earth when it broke through some unseen cavern deep down below to reveal something extremely bizarre. When temperature readings were taken from the borehole, they revealed an astonishingly scorching 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, around 1,100 degrees Celsius near the bottom. But even stranger still was what they purportedly picked up when they lowered a sensitive, heat-resistant microphone designed to hear the sounds of plate movement down into the murk. Supposedly, the microphone picked up what sounded like a sea of human wails and screams from thousands, perhaps millions of souls, seemingly out of incredible pain and suffering before it was extinguished by the relentless heat, leading the scientists to believe that they had bored down into a literal passage to hell itself. The director of the survey, known only as a Dr. Azikov, apparently told media at the time, "The information we are gathering is so surprising that we are sincerely afraid of what we might find down there." Additionally, later reports claimed that there was, quote, "fountainhead of luminous gas shooting up from the drill site and out of the midst of this incandescent cloud pillar." It was then said that over half of the team quit out of a profound fear of what they had uncovered, and that the team had come to the conclusion that the earth was hollow and that something decidedly malignant dwelled within. The whole chilling incident was apparently featured on the Christian-based Trinity Broadcasting Network in Southern California in 1989, after which it appeared in the Finnish newsletter Aamunusastia in 1990, after which it then went on to take on a life of its own, appearing on internet sites and in tabloids all over the place. The bizarre story eventually ended up featured on an episode of famed paranormal radio show Coast to Coast AM in 2002. On this particular show, host Art Bell produced a recording of the sounds recorded within the pit, which are indeed quite disturbing. It seems like an incredibly fantastical story, and no doubt it likely is. It is thought that the whole story of the well to hell had its origins at least partially in fact, with a 1984 article in Scientific American which told of a team of geologists that had drilled an extremely deep borehole 12 kilometers down in Russia's Kola Peninsula, one of the deepest ever recorded and definitely not in Siberia. Although impressive and some interesting discoveries were indeed made, there was no report at all from this team of anything supernatural going on, and certainly no word of the mass screaming of condemned souls languishing in hell. It seems that this story was picked up and then further tweaked and exaggerated until it took off onto the internet and picked up more and more embellishment as time went on, feeding and gorging itself on unverified rumors, hearsay, and uncorroborated quote-unquote facts. It does not help that one of the original purveyors of the story was a Christian broadcasting network who would obviously have a vested interest in somehow proving that a literal hell exists, and the various recordings allegedly taken within the borehole are inconclusive at best. They could be anything. The story also has various versions that have evolved over the years, including one story in that righteous last bastion of journalism, Weekly World News, Sarcasm People, which reported the event as having happened in 1992, only this time in Alaska, and ending in the deaths of 13 expedition members when Satan himself emerged to ravage them. Nevertheless, despite all of the signs pointing to the Well of Hell story as being an out-of-control hoax, there are many out there who still argue that the whole incident indeed happened, and is merely being covered up and made to seem like a hoax by those who do not want us to know that hell actually exists. Are these various tales of gateways, doors, and portals to hell all urban legend and tall tales, or is there perhaps anything more to them? Is hell a real place that can be accessed through such means? And if so, what lies beyond these portals into the dark unknown? Is there perhaps some other form of strange, interdimensional phenomena lying at the root of such bizarre stories? The idea of different versions of a form of hell is as old as human religion, and as long as there are those who believe in the literal interpretation of these places, there will probably always be spooky stories such as these. Whether hell is a real place or not, the phenomenon of gateways to its fiery depths is an interesting peek into a tradition firmly planted within the human psyche, and has produced some damn strange stories, nevertheless. That concludes this creepy story. Don't forget to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.